Continuing on with the prelims, and we have an awesome fight here at 145 pounds between a couple of movers and shakers in Bryce Mitchell, Thug Nasty, taking on Charles Rosa. Matt, it's a really interesting fight because you got two very, very good grapplers. I mean, in Charles Rosa's last fight, he hadn't fought in a really long time. And if you really look at his whole body of work so far in the UFC, Rosa joining in 2014. His first fight was against none other than Dennis Seaver. Lost that one by finish. But if you look at the rest of his losses, it was a split decision loss to Yair Rodriguez. And then he lost, again, you want to talk emphatic losses, lost to Shane Burgos. All right, so we talk about the wins. Beat Sean Soriano, beat Kyle Bochniak, and beat Manny Bermudez in his last time out. And again, long layoff between fights, between the Burgos fight and the Manny Bermudez fight. And even in that fight, he was really kind of pushed back against the cage, dropped at one point, and then all of a sudden he just holds on to an arm, cranks that into a finish. Charles Rosa, the winner after a long layoff. But for Bryce Mitchell, the only real blemish on his career is he lost to Brad Katona on The Ultimate Fighter. Apart from that, undefeated fighter, 12-0. One of the very, very, very few guys, less than 5, less than 3, about 2 in the UFC that have had Twister wins. So it's kind of crazy to think about that. Bryce Mitchell, high ceiling as a prospect. Charles Rosa coming back into this big win over Manny Bermudez. Will he be able to kind of get over top of that and get a win over Bryce Mitchell here?
Not at all. This is a really bad stylistic matchup for Charles Rosa. If a guy like Manny Bermudez, who is extremely undersized for this weight class, is able to drop you, I know Bryce Mitchell's not the most technical striker on the feet, but he just needs a way to get this fight to the ground, because for as good of a grappler as Rosa is, he's not Bryce Mitchell on the floor. And it's no discredit to him. It's like, well, we'll talk about it later. Oh, Lennox a really good grappler, but he's not Fabricio Verdum. And of course, these guys aren't to that level, but Mitchell's still the better of the two grapplers. And if that's both guys' game plans, you would assume that the guy who was the primary grappler will end up on top. I think it's going to be a really fun fight, though. It's going to be an absolute scramble fest. I've kind of likened it to sort of a Nick Diaz, Diego Sanchez, or a Tim Elliott, Luis Smolka. It could be a very, very fun grappling-centric fight, and I'm very excited for it, but the prospect of the two is going to win. I think Bryce Mitchell's going to win by submission.
This is one of those fights that might not garner as much attention as I think it probably should. I know one of these men has said that they want to walk away with a limb from the other one, and I mean, realistically, a drill bit almost walked away with the limb of Bryce Mitchell. Construction accidents. But still, in terms of this fight, Bryce Mitchell sitting at a minus 180 favorite. Charles Rosa coming in as a plus 150 underdog. If you look over in Tapology, you have 616 votes. 84% are picking Mitchell to win. 63% predicting a decision. Yeah, I agree personally with the way that the fans and the odds makers are going. I think this is going to be a big win for Bryce Mitchell, a recognizable name in a guy like Charles Rosa, and you can just continue to build off that, especially on such a big stage where UFC 249, you're pretty much the only game in town on that night, and really, what other sports are you going to be watching?
Nothing at all. You might as well watch Bryce Mitchell and Charles Rosa fight then.
So keep it locked in with Fight Night Picks. We've got great content coming up, so make sure you check out the rest of the playlist for UFC 249, the predictions there, but also keep it tuned in because there's going to be 3 fight cards in 8 days, and we will have predictions for every single one of them. So stay locked in with Fight Night Picks, and as we always say, Matt, let's get into it.